Okay, we can actually switch to the actual match that I wanted to stream.
Alrighty. Now their warm-up is gonna be an archive. I think it's a ranked map. Somehow the name rings a bell in the depths of my mind.
Yeah, it's
way
ranked.
back then.
It's definitely, I think it's definitely the ranked map set.
So I have seen some squad of Marcel which seem really good. So p0kiii definitely gonna have a hard match in front of him here. But never give up.
Yeah, as they say, never give up, yeah.
To be honest, both doing really well still on this kind of map, which is more than a bit beyond the group stage pool. Let me check really quick. I think p0kiii was only bottom seed. So
yeah,
for this,
Marcel24 is
top seed.
Seed number 20, not number 24, unfortunately. And p0kiii is seed number 127.
Oh, I barely got in. Yeah, and for that, even if this is only warm-up, he's doing really well. I had to talk with Perex just a day or two ago how really freaking scuffed this whole tourney is with how stacked it is. Just so many good players in there, and you have to pay attention and look out for every possible opponent basically, because nearly all of them have some kind of strong suit where they can really show up. And p0kiii actually having the slightly barely better ratio despite many 200s more, which is kind of interesting, especially in consideration of the group stage pool.
Oh my god!
The 100! Good luck, p0kiii. Don't chill too much in the stream. Watch it afterwards, concentrate, and do an upset.
Oh no! That's gonna be something to faggot.
Now imagine if he rolled a 1.
Ah, 29.
Oh man. A 1 or a 69 after 100 would have been cool. So what is he gonna protect? I have literally no idea about p0kiii's skills, or if p0kiii has already played a match.
I think p0kiii might have played a match. Oh, Marcel's gonna be protecting 31, maybe having some confidence on their ratio.
It's interesting. Oh, towards the horizon gets the other protect here. And p0kiii actually in qualifiers, at least the only real info I have right now, did the worst on LN and stage 4, I would say. That is probably what kind of led him to barely get into the 128 players. His stage 1 was actually not too bad with a 968k. So interesting to see how this will translate to a group stage.
Yeah, it's most likely the most relevant skill set to look at for group stage, and p0kiii banning Rise 1 never again, the speediest map of all.
kind of supports the stage for weakness and probably indicates that he's still struggling on the stream map on groups as well. While Marcel had one of the top 10 stage 1 scores. I mean, the qualifier egg map was more of the techie nature and quite a bit different from most of the egg maps we have here. At least it didn't really have more than the finishing graces, but it kind of reminds me of p0kiii in the way that p0kiii isn't really straightforward, and the same was with the qualifier egg map for some parts of it. So I'm sure p0kiii will probably have some of the Rise picks he can feel confident on. And Marcel did really struggle on the hybrid map with 941k on the hybrid map in qualifiers. So maybe with the releases like LN1, there might be some issues for him. We're actually gonna see LN2 though as first pick. Interesting.
Yeah, that's a rare first pick. That's a rare pick in general, but that's a rare first pick.
Yeah, personally on this I feel, as someone that plays a lot of LN, I feel this is more upsettable and losable as LN1. Because if someone can really do releases well, he will not be able to really compete on LN1 if you can do them. But on LN2, it's more of the coordination and it's not too dense. You can easily find a miss even if you are really good and have a really good egg on this. And if you miss in the last section, which is kind of the densest control section, and you immediately lose like 15 to 20k points. And that's kind of the opportunity for weaker players as well, as long as they FC and don't have too bad of an accuracy, I feel. So LN2 definitely seems more winnable for non-LN players against LN players than LN1 in my opinion.
Yeah, that's fair to say. And especially since like the first half and the second half of Placebo are pretty distinct. Like it starts with a pretty calm coordination test, like
which p0kiii is actually keeping up on.
Oh yeah, that's actually pretty great information here. And oh, a little bit of an accuracy drop there.
Yeah, some 200s, but he is still in range, and as long as he... Oh, and Marcel actually finding the big miss here.
Oh my god, that's such a major miss as well.
Yeah, so much accuracy, and that's what I was saying. Marcel with the far better LN score in qualifiers. 820k for p0kiii and 954k for Marcel, but this map is risky to pick. Of course, the hardest section is definitely the last quarter of this map, but so far p0kiii, the only one that keeps his combo still. And I think even if he drops accuracy at the end, as long as he keeps his combo, he will probably take this, because Marcel would have to catch up far too much. He can't do that on accuracy alone, I think, anymore, as long as p0kiii doesn't drop like below 98 or something.
Man, p0kiii for being seed 127 is actually doing so good on this.
Imagine if he takes the first point in this matchup, this would be ridiculous. And I think he's actually gonna do it. He is holding his combo. No, he misses it, but it's enough. It's enough.
Wow, just barely shy of the full combo. That's actually great.
And here you can see the perfect example of what we talked about just now. His ratio is a bit worse, but not by too much. He has quite a bit of 200s more, but he found the miss like in the last 5 nodes, while Marcel missed clearly on a more unfortunate spot after 200 or 300 combo in. So it was still 6k lead, which is rather distinctive. And this is a huge point for p0kiii to take early on. And especially not the start that Marcel probably wanted here, going with this as his first pick. Because now the other LN map is open, which is of course completely different with the releases, but what will p0kiii expect now for Marcel to pick? Because in fact the top seed gets the second pick as well now. I could imagine that Marcel could consider going with his Protect here to get out of this tough spot.
Yeah, quite an interesting situation to start the match. Like p0kiii already getting a point. Seed 127 already getting a point versus seed 20. This is something that you can only see in the group stage environment.
And I'm not biased at all because I don't really personally know either of them, but p0kiii is the huge underdog here. He's the seed 127 and he is German, so I'm kind of biased and rooting for him because, yeah. I mean, as a caster, of course, I'm objective when doing that, but yeah, you love to see points taken like this one from someone you wouldn't expect to really be able to immediately take the lead against a really strong player, and Marcel has proven to be a strong player already. And he is going for the other ratio pick, not his protect, but 3 dreams consistency, which is interesting because p0kiii might be able to ratio this quite well. I would say this is probably, it's hard to say, it's a bit different from Rise 5, but the only real part where you could trip up on Rise 3, in my opinion, is the stream bits into chords, or if you kind of shit mess. Otherwise, it's all about accuracy, and p0kiii has shown that he isn't really far behind in ratio on LN even. So let's see how this turns out.
Yeah, this on paper this might be a better pick for Marcel for sure.
On paper, definitely. I mean, if he doesn't win this one, he will also be really. He will really have to be careful with his own protect as well, because this one is the other second biggest egg map, I would say, in this round. And actually finding 200s at the start here by Marcel. p0kiii now finding some himself, so it's pretty close and even still, but yeah, I think p0kiii is a bit too fast, and Marcel found his 200s a bit on the late side. Oh yeah, I think p0kiii is actually polarized in the early direction here, quite clearly.
Yeah, like, I think p0kiii is definitely picking up some accuracy drops in the streaming parts.
Yeah, it's still okay and he is in range. For example, if Marcel finds an egg drop or a choke again, like on the LN map, he's immediately gonna take the lead here. But yeah, so far, Marcel in the lead with the ratio, and also his unstable rate is a bit better, I think.
Yeah, p0kiii might be hitting a little bit early as well, so that might contribute to the egg drops.
Yeah. For this map, one scroll speed higher or a bit of minus offset might have helped him then. But yeah, he's still doing fairly well. 99.26 is not too shabby, and he is 0.3% behind, which is a lot on an egg map, but this can easily swing with some 200 drops. Which can happen, for example, on the stream or misread, or even the end LNs they both have to look out for.
Man, the distance is still staying the same, and Marcel seems to be keeping the consistency this time.
I think p0kiii is... Yeah, I was gonna say he's gaining a bit on ratio, but he found another 200 here. So he would literally need Marcel to miss now, or this is probably gonna be a safe point for Marcel. Because only the LNs are left, and... But if he missed here, that would be a big yikes. Yeah, but Marcel doing the ending really well here. Not really dropping anything on the LNs, not even 200s. Taking this with, I think, 985 or something. Yeah, 988 even.
Yeah, 988 is a pretty decent score.
You have to give it to p0kiii that the score wasn't bad, but he couldn't keep up in ratio nor in 200s here, so...
Yeah, like...
I think he might have had a chance if he did a V1 SS with this ratio. But otherwise... This was pretty clear.
Yeah, otherwise, yeah. It's pretty much a question of ratio here, and p0kiii going for live flashes before rebuys. I think
seems like intelligent,
yeah,
in my opinion.
Yeah, I think that's the next best pick compared to LN1, and LN1's pretty tricky, and I can understand if p0kiii is not exactly more confident on LN1 than Hybrid 2. But
for LN1, you really need good finger control to not hold both of the LNs too long or too short or whatever, or you will simply not get any accuracy at all and get dozens of 200s. And we don't really know. I could definitely see that p0kiii might have trouble with LN1. So seeing how this here is kind of techy, so not as straightforward in ratioing, and also has some LN releases like LN2, which he just won on. Pretty good choice, I think.
Yeah, it's a pretty good option.
Marcel with the early lead, but we are only just getting into this and there are a lot of tricky LN sections. For Marcel, it will probably be mostly that he doesn't drop too much or choke on the LNs here. And as I say that, a few 200s early on already.
Oh yeah, but the p0kiii is not...
It's responding, yeah.
Yeah, following suit in terms of accuracy drops as well. Like, both players would be racing to the bottom, basically.
But Marcel is not really taking the opportunity to build up on his lead as he drops 200s as well. Of course, a few less than p0kiii, it seems, but...
Oh!
There is a miss yet again. And this is probably what p0kiii might have hoped for. This is the same situation as an LN2, but this time Marcel actually has time to recover from this, as the map is far longer than LN2.
A miss in a group stage pick is so crucial because there are not many nodes, and the combo system actually caps you at like 400, so you're gonna lose some points until you get that 400 combo back.
He is kinda lucky that this is the longest regular map in the pool, because it will do a little bit less, probably, or give him time to recover on his ratio. But it's still not a situation he wants to be in. Now he's trailing a bit behind and he really can't afford any other drops. And there is still, I would say, at the end, there is one other harder control section left. So he really needs to look out for that. And p0kiii is not really falling behind much in terms of accuracy. The ratio alone is not enough for Marcel to take this back, I think. But yeah, this is kind of the thing you have to prove, not just your accuracy, but also your consistency in group stage, or you will really be in trouble even against lower seeds. And p0kiii basically just needs to hold, and he will keep his lead till the finish, I think.
Yeah, and I think p0kiii has proven himself to be perfectly capable of holding that kind of song. And
this will make this really interesting, because if he really keeps this now, it's gonna be his lead once again. And at this point I would expect Marcel to not bother picking the other hybrid, even though it has less LN focus, but go for his protect this time probably, as he has clearly beaten p0kiii in ratio just now in Sweet Dreams. Because this here seems to be over if there is no random shit miss on the end for p0kiii here. Because basically nothing left is except the slow part here. Yeah. So Marcel probably still the clearly better ratio, I would say. But not as distinctive as on the pure ratio map. Yeah, barely only. And without the miss, he would have taken it still. But this ran completely how p0kiii could have wanted this. And 983k for seed 127 on this map is really, really strong.
Yeah, that's actually scary. That
because I've seen a lot of scores like Marcel's with the choke right now, even from higher seedings. This one is not dead free, so big respect already. Taking the lead once again, p0kiii here, and this is now getting really uncomfy for Marcel, because if he drops one more point, we are going to tiebreaker at least. And he goes for Unravel, the slow jump stream one.
Yeah, I think that's a fair choice.
Yeah, this is interesting in that it is quite different in the kind of control and skill sets it requires. On the one hand, you need to read and hit the slight jump stream bits in this. On the other hand, find the right rhythm and speed for this kind of BPM. And this can be kind of hard to get the right timing on, I would say. I would definitely, I could definitely see that this is not too hard for p0kiii yet, though. So if Marcel can't really find his consistency here, And the same happens as happened in Hybrid 2 or LN2. This is... Yeah, he can't afford to miss here.
Yeah, it's just gonna be a pretty interesting showdown.
Because if he loses this point, he hasn't even picked his protect, which is interesting in this tough spot, honestly. Because if he loses this point, it's 3-1, and I mean he still gets the pick if he would lose this one, but there are a few iffy ones open. We have, I think, Pancake Feed and Hybrid 1 both still open, and both are not just straightforward accuracy, with Hybrid 1 having some releases as well. So this year, together with Rise 5, is probably the best picks Marcel has left, I think. But let's see, maybe p0kiii can kind of take the momentum here after another point he has just taken, and early on he finds a bit of drops, but Marcel seems really not much better off, even worse right now.
Yeah, that's quite interesting. That's quite an interesting start. And if Marcel loses this pick, well, p0kiii still has LN1 in store. So.
Oh my god, you can't blame me for rooting for p0kiii here right now. Like, I would love to see Marcel recover as well and take points now, but this situation, how could you not root for seed 127, honestly, against the top seed? And he's actually leading right now.
What a match!
p0kiii popping off.
Like, going into this match, I did not expect like seed 20 versus seed 127 being this close.
Oh, yeah. The lead is so small. If he drops he drops it to 100.
My god!
Oh my god! And now it's down to ratio, and the outro is kind of decided. If he doesn't drop it to 100, it's p0kiii's to take, and p0kiii takes it, I think.
Just barely though. That's.
Oh my god! And 984k on this yet again, really good. He even was nearly the same in ratio this time, so the 1-200 less gave him the point, and now it's 3-1 for p0kiii. Oh my god. What is this match? I mean, we saw upsets before, and I was like, imagine if the bottom seed now went ahead and did really well on this, but honestly, especially seeing some of Marcel's score from I think he had a match before this, I did not expect him to be in this kind of situation, but especially the drops on 2 different maps gave away 2 points to p0kiii, and I think those 2 points might be even too many.
Yeah, 2 points out of 4 is a lot.
Oh my god, he goes actually for Pecco?
Wait, what? Excuse me?
Wow. I mean, it's fair after seeing how p0kiii struggled on the LN releases in qualifiers, but in this situation he doesn't go for his protect despite ratio. So either it was a bluff protect or whatever, because either way, either he loses here or he won't get another pick. Because if he wins this pick, the last pick goes to p0kiii, and I would expect p0kiii to go for either Pancake or towards the horizon.
Yeah, I think towards the horizon might be more likely.
So this is a really interesting pick due to that. But yeah, p0kiii riding alright, you got this point. So probably just as expected with the releases, probably a big problem for p0kiii, but we don't know how well Marcel is able to perform on this either. And he has been a bit unstable on the prior LN maps, and misses on this, even with a bit better accuracy, on the 1 minute 14 second map would be not something you want to see. Yeah. So far p0kiii has trouble with the releases as expected, so far seems a good choice by Marcel if he can keep this up. With the 99 accuracy, he has nearly 3%. Yeah, and p0kiii even missing. Okay, seems like a really good call.
Yeah, it's quite interesting having such different experiences on one LN or the other. Like, p0kiii definitely won LN2,
On the coordination
but
one.
LN1, yeah.
But this is kind of what I mentioned earlier, how different they feel and how different you should consider them. Same as why I didn't protect LN2 yesterday, for example, because I could see myself losing that in any case. And a good Peko score, I think, is just, as an LM player, if you are able to do a good Peko score, that's a far safer bet than good LN2, simply due to the nature of this. And p0kiii is still holding the S here, but Marcel just winning this by far. Also with a really nice score, honestly. On 961k. He falls a bit below the 99 and lots of 200s, but still clearly the better score.
Yeah, 961 is a pretty fair score.
And now p0kiii has it all in his hands.
Yeah.
He could either go towards the horizon or Pancake. I don't really think there are other maps left either way.
Yeah, no hesitation, goes immediately towards the horizon. That's
makes sense.
Yeah, that's p0kiii's protect, so it makes 100% sense.
Yeah, especially seeing how Marcel has kind of given away 2 points on the LNs so far in this match. And this one is quite a bit different from Peko in that there aren't different lengths of LNs next to each other. It's just kind of coordination like in Hybrid 2 from the few LNs that are in there. Most of the focus of the map is just on the rice bits, I would say even. So if p0kiii takes this, oh my god, even considering this, if p0kiii takes this and wins this match, what the hell will happen in this group?
Yeah, if bottom seed upsets top seed, we're in for a treat.
Yeah, because I think Marcel won an earlier match already. If I'm not confusing things.
I gotta check the standings, but
for now let's focus. Yeah, for now let's focus on this map. Either tiebreaker or seed 127 taking the win against the top seed in his group. I'm excited, Peter.
Oh my god, this is the deciding pick, man. It's either this or tiebreaker.
And I don't know who will feel more pressure, p0kiii seeing his chance, or Marcel knowing that he is in a really bad situation here. p0kiii finding some early 200, the only real difference, another one here. Marcel really stable so far, so if Marcel doesn't find a big egg drop or a choke like on some of the other maps earlier, then he's in a good position right now. And I think on tiebreaker, Marcel is probably gonna be favored.
Yeah, I think like the tiebreaker has a speed bump consequent enough to upset p0kiii, so gotta be really careful.
We saw all hybrids and all LNs, so we would see the Rice tiebreaker. But only 0.2 accuracy, and we have still 1 third left. If there is a bigger egg drop from Marcel or even a choke on an LN, it's still possible, but so far Marcel seems pretty stable. He just needs to take this home, and he at least gets his tiebreaker chance. p0kiii can't allow himself to drop any other 200. There's a 200 from Marcel, but it's still a lead of over 0.1.
Wait, hold on a minute. Did you say that both LNs were picked and both hybrids were picked? Then this is a... Wait, what? What? Are we gonna see the Rice tiebreaker?
I think so.
No way! I thought this was never gonna happen.
Oh my god. And here... p0kiii drops a bit of 200s at the end, but Marcel takes it. And this is gonna mean one thing. We're gonna see a banger song. Our good tiebreaker won. Tiebreaker between seed 127 and seed 20 from qualifiers. Of course, we all know we shouldn't give too much to the seedings, but damn, you have to mention it. p0kiii doing the Lord's work, even getting to tiebreaker no matter what happens. But yeah. Oh my god, you even pinked for that?
Yeah, I cannot believe this.
This is... And p0kiii... Okay, now I'm not even sure anymore what will happen, because p0kiii actually close in ratio again. And the Rice tiebreaker, I don't know if p0kiii can still handle the diff of the Rice tiebreaker alright. Then he can probably kind of keep up in his ratio.
You know what? Yeah.
And there
I
are a
think
few
that.
iffy LN sections even, where Marcel could miss if he does the same as on LN2 or Hybrid 2. I don't think this is safe for Marcel 2. I think the other tiebreaker would have been safer for Marcel, I think, with the streams.
I actually think that the rest tiebreaker might favor p0kiii more compared to Kwar.
Yeah.
So actually a good call.
I mean,
Like-
yeah, tiebreaker-wise, this is probably the one that is better suited for p0kiii. Just going by his scores, maybe we are wrong, but
Wait, no.
wrong tiebreaker. Ref, not like this. He has it to,
Quick!
Leon has it to other
Leon!
Leon has it the wrong way around here. He writes more hybrids and LNs being picked, so we are playing the hybrid maps. This is not gonna happen, and if he starts the map, it won't count. At least I think it won't count, right? Because, like, no way. Maybe someone can... Ah, yeah, you reached him. Oh, man.
Quick!
Bro, imagine if we didn't stream this and didn't notice this, and then the tiebreaker was played the wrong one, and we would literally, in my opinion, have to replay that because it can totally change the outcome depending on which tiebreaker is played. Oh man. Petru about to lose his shit because he was debated on the right tiebreaker here. Ah, I love this song so much. Thank you for putting this in.
No problem. I cannot believe this is actually being played.
I mean, for one thing, you would first have to have more LN and hybrid be played as Rise maps, and then you would even have to get to the tiebreaker point as well.
Like, the situation is incredibly rare, and I'm gonna fix that for round of 64. But basically, the only situation where this could happen is if none of the LNs and none of the hybrids are banned, and if all the LNs and hybrids are picked, which is what happened in this match.
So you are basically kind of adjusting the rules a bit to be more balanced on which tiebreaker is gonna come out, because there are more Rise maps right now, or?
I'm probably gonna add a weighting system for the LNs. Well, I'm gonna experiment with stuff, but basically both categories should be equal.
Yeah, that sounds fair, but interesting. Then gonna be excited for what you show us. But for now, let's be excited about this tiebreaker. Oh lord! Chat, this is IIR and Catcher moment. And here we go. Oh my lord! And p0kiii is really kind of in the situation to do one of the biggest things you could possibly do. But off to 200 start here, while Marcel isn't. Nothing too bad though, just yet. Oh god, if I had to play tiebreaker on group stage. What did Setsuko or whoever refed for us yesterday say? Mao about to get a Sager if tiebreaker happens? Something like this, probably, yeah. So p0kiii so far in a bit behind at the start, but I think it's mostly due to the 200s. So far he is still keeping up in combo, and Marcel on a strong 99.8 for sure. You have to give him that. But there is a lot of potential for things to change on this still.
Oh yeah, definitely, with some LN...
Oh, and there is already a noticeable egg drop from Marcel. Still having the lead, but from 99.8 to 99.64. And p0kiii actually getting through this whole section just fine as well. There is an egg difference of 0.4%, but we have seen this on LN maps happen. One miss and this will immediately swing. p0kiii finding a few more late 200s sadly.
Yeah, probably getting a little bit nervous here.
Yeah, totally understandable though. But still above the 99 halfway in. I think the hardest LN section is still coming up though. And this is kinda interesting for both of them because this is probably where I could see misses happen for real. Both of them nailing the jacks. Marcel riding on his accuracy right now, mostly. But he can't afford to let up at all. p0kiii losing a bit more accuracy here, but I still think with one miss, this would be equal. And no!
Oh my god, no, why?
p0kiii is the one with the big miss here, and this is probably gonna seal it as Marcel just has smooth sailing going on here throughout the section. p0kiii with another miss, sadly. Ah, man.
This is devastating.
Yeah, another one. Now he's probably nervous as well. This was... the last miss here was a bit strange. Yeah, F indeed, chat, F indeed. p0kiii got so close. But I think that's probably gonna be it. If Marcel doesn't fall apart now, and I don't really see this happening, especially not considering what is left in the map. The lead is just too big, and p0kiii missing once more. Yeah, that's a GG, sadly.
Yeah, that's quite unfortunate, and yeah.
But yeah, anyways, you have to say GG well played, and to p0kiii for sure applauding him here. Marcel!
Marcel, why?
The miss from Marcel here. And Marcel clutching this win on the tiebreaker. If he didn't take the point before that, then oh boy. And p0kiii actually, I don't know, now you can probably check if he already played. If this was his first match, then oh boy.
Oh man. Wow, what a match. I just cannot believe that I just cannot believe that p0kiii actually got that far against the top seed.
Yeah, and
wow.
Of all maps Marcel could show his confidence and consistency on, he did it just right on the tiebreaker. Just where he needed it. But yeah, this was probably too close for comfort for him. He probably would have liked to win this clearer.
Yeah.
So let's see. Which group are they?
Oh, it's p0kiii's second loss actually.
Oh no. Even actually winning 4-1 against p0kiii, so either p0kiii popped off in this match or Ethan is gonna be really scary for Marcel.
Yeah, I think we gotta look out for Ethan. Ethan might be definitely strong.
Upsetting. Yeah.
Like,
I mean, p0kiii got so close. So the matches left in this group are literally p0kiii against PlayCap, which is interesting because Marcel won 4-2. Just going by points, it would be p0kiii's slight edge, but it's hard to say without comparing the scores. And Ethan against PlayCap is probably going to be Ethan. Of course, you never know, but just going by what we know so far. And then the highlight match probably, which is going to decide the group, I think, Ethan against Marcel.
Wow, Ethan against Marcel, I think that's going to be a big one.
I mean, Ethan basically getting the most he can hope for, getting so much information right now. Due to p0kiii taking Marcel all the way to tiebreaker. But whew, he gotta breathe out now. He took the tiebreaker, he kept his win, and with this he is pretty much not 100% but nearly completely sure to advance, I think, at least. But seeing how stacked our good tourney is, you probably will want to take the first spot in groups if you can.
Yeah, that's quite scary. Yeah, like with 2 losses, it's kind of unlikely you're gonna make it out of groups, but you can still have at least some fun with a really close match against, well, low seed against bottom seed is surely gonna be really, really close.
And just talking about the other matchup that happened, which we didn't stream, it went 4-1 in favor of Daveyard against Twisted Yo-Yo. just recapping that real quick because they didn't get a stream. If it's all right with you.
Yeah, sounds good.
They started out with p0kiii, so the role winner was Twisted Yo-Yo. So his pick then, Daviad won that by 18k. Ratio-wise, they were pretty even. After that, Twisted won with a 984 on the stream map. Seems reasonable after seeing his warm-up performance on the highest R map. And Daviad choked this hard, so he lost this by 25k. Afterwards, they went on with a 1-all to Towards the Horizon, which Daviad in turn 1